Hello, my name is Barney Black. This is MS Awareness Week, Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Week, and it is Wednesday, 22nd of April. Um, with everything that's going on, I wanted to play my part in keeping awareness around multiple sclerosis, and in particular talk about my multiple sclerosis. Um, I have relapsing remitting MS, and I have been diagnosed since March 10th, 2017. My first symptoms presented themselves way back as far as 2002, perhaps earlier, but 2002 is the first time it was captured by my doctor as a consideration that MS may be what was ultimately diagnosed 15 years later. Um, so, this is MS. For me, multiple sclerosis is something that I've been living with knowingly for the last 3 years and unknowingly, certainly for the last 18 years. The symptoms that I have had, which led to the diagnosis, have left some residual after effects. And I must emphasize, as far as multiple sclerosis goes, this is it. I am multiple sclerosis, but I am only one version of it. There are hundreds of thousands of people with multiple sclerosis, probably millions across the world. I know in the UK we're into the tens, hundreds of thousands, and each of us have got similar stories, but each with their own unique differences. And I have to say that I find myself really, really lucky that my experience with the symptoms I've had, I think they're at the low end. I believe that I have a manageable case of MS. And it's something that I'm thankful for and grateful for, and it's something which compels me to want to continue to live as normal a life as possible. Um, because when you get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a whole host of emotions start to run through your head about what does the future look like? Do I have a future? And so on. So, symptoms. I was talking about what have I got. So right now, the residual symptoms that I carry about with me are largely numbness and pins and needles from my lower back all the way down, both legs, into my feet. The best way I can describe it is it's like walking on an uneven surface with rolled up socks and having 4 or 5 pairs of compression tights on. Like that all the time. My feet always feel compressed and uncomfortable and numb. I can still run, I can still play football, I can still walk. I've got no disabilities because of it. It's inconvenience more than anything else. I also experience cog fog, which is something which it's more than forgetfulness, it's more than just walking into a room and forgetting why you walked into that room, although that does happen quite a lot. It's things like I'll go to make a cup of tea and I'll take the tea bag out of the canister and I'll put the tea bag in the kettle, not in the cup. Um, I'll put things in the wrong places, consciously thinking and visualizing that I'm putting it in the right place. But ultimately, I have a moment of awakening, and it turns out that I put things back the way they were. In conversation, the flow of thought, the train of thought, sorry, and the flow of the words that I have will just hit a brick wall. And I've devised coping mechanisms to deal with that. Sometimes I will just stop and reset myself. Other times I will just crack on because the words that I've used are close enough. They sound like, or the meanings are very, very close. And I leave it up to others to decide whether I've made a simple mistake or if I'm actually going la-la. The other thing about multiple sclerosis, it's almost like in reverse when I ended up 17 years after going to the doctor in 2002, 17 years later getting a diagnosis. That uncertainty is still ahead of me. Now, hopefully it's more than 17 years ahead, but nobody can tell me what the future looks like. And that can be really emotionally draining because every day I wake up and I know I've got a chronic illness and I know how debilitating it could become. I know how difficult for others it could become. And I have to work really hard on a daily basis to keep myself in this upbeat, positive frame of mind, because I regard myself as being really, really lucky. I have the physical capabilities to pretty much do as I have always done. I do keep aware of my diet. I do keep aware of my physical exercise, and I try to keep good mental strength. And I do that through listening to my music. I do that by sometimes retreating from company and recharging the batteries in my own way. I'll do that by reading, or just surrounding myself with people that are actually good fun to be with. And there's other ways as well. Cooking right now during this lockdown, I've been finding a lot of satisfaction in cooking, which is really therapeutic. And thankfully, most of the time, it's edible as well. Um, so that's it. So this is MS Awareness Week. Thank you for watching. This is MS. I guess if you want to know more about multiple sclerosis, there are loads of different organisations and societies and social channels. There's the MS Society, there's Shift MS, there is the MS Trust, there are guys like Damien Washington on YouTube, and there's a whole host of others out there. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is MS.